American Siege stars Bruce Willis as Ben Watts, an ex-NYPD officer turned sheriff of a small rural Georgia town who has to contend with a gang of thieves who have taken a wealthy doctor hostage. Bruce Willis reunites with Cosmic Sin director Edward John Drake for their third VOD movie together, after Apex, which I didn't have time to get to. But Cosmic Sin was my least favorite movie of 2021, and I had to see if lightning was really going to strike twice for this dynamic duo. And while this one's actually fairly better than Cosmic Sin, this is still more of the same. This is yet another movie with Bruce Willis's face plastered on the poster, yet features him mainly sleepwalking through the entire movie, reading his lines in the most wooden way possible. Though unlike Cosmic Sin, here he clearly feels even more shoehorned in for the sake of marketing purposes. I read that apparently he filmed all of his scenes in literally just one day, and the film was just an 8-day production schedule. And honestly, that shows here. It felt like you could have removed this character from the entire movie, and it wouldn't have made that much of a difference. While he's the sheriff of this town, and he's the one trying to handle this crime scene, he's mostly off to the side, giving wooden commentary to his deputy for half the film. He'll occasionally knock on a door and have a few words with the people inside, but otherwise he felt mostly irrelevant. The scenes he was in were so disconnected from the main story with the thieves and the doctor that it felt like two totally different movies stitched together. And whenever he says anything, it's clear he's making such little effort to emote, though also with a weird half-assed southern accent occasionally thrown in there, that I found pretty laughable. As for everyone else, well, they're fine, I guess. It at least felt like they were putting in a bit more of an effort, even if they didn't totally work. Timothy V. Murphy was the only bright spot with an icy performance as this crime boss, but everyone else would border on cartoonish, mainly the thieves, as they attempted to play these redneck-type characters. And while you get the main gist of who some of these key players were, there were so many of these individuals who are all part of this crime network that it sometimes became impossible to keep track of who's who. But we also find out they're taking this doctor hostage because they believe he knows the whereabouts of the sister of one of the thieves. And whenever we get into the backstory of this missing individual and everyone's relationship to her, there's a bit of a mystery element to the film thrown in there, which I'll give this some credit for. But it was also hard to really care for these characters' plights or take them seriously, considering, besides these flashback sequences, most of the dialogue among these thieves and the doctor involved over-the-top screaming and shouting and confrontations that would either be grating or laughable, as it was all so one-note. And keep in mind, most of the movie was focused squarely on them. On top of that, the flashbacks would result in a jarring tonal shift to these really cheesy and melodramatic sequences with a daytime TV soap opera-like score blaring in the background. So while I commend the attempt at some sort of meaningful story, I guess, and I'm glad it felt somewhat more coherent compared to Cosmic Sin, it was still hard to take this seriously. I know I really shouldn't expect much given this is such a clear assembly line cookie-cutter cash-in, but I'm just saying. Whether or not the people truly care that we couldn't take this seriously, well, that's a different story. But altogether, it makes American Siege yet another dud in these Bruce Willis VOD features. It's slightly more coherent than Cosmic Sin, but it's completely disjointed, tonally inconsistent, and poorly acted, with yet another wooden performance from Willis himself. Hopefully at some point he goes back to making the stuff he was once beloved for, but I'm not holding my breath. American Siege gets a 2.5 out of 10. So let me know, did you see American Siege, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Do you actually enjoy these Bruce Willis VOD releases, or do you want to see him go back to what he used to do? Let me know in the comments below so we can discuss. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and keep having fun with film.